Hello everyone, Alex here, and just notice a couple more changes at the stores here. So besides them changing the arena shop, where now instead of Zatanna you can find Pandora, sometimes instead of Lex you can find Sinestro, which is great. Some alliance might have them, and I also have Sinestro on my second account here instead of Lex. So his fragments are awesome. I kinda don't like them removing Satana. Maybe they are still in rotation. So I don't know about that. It's awesome that they have Ocean Master here, being able to be farmed. Here they added Green Arrow and removed Penguin. At least both my accounts here it's the same, but maybe they rotate. Here they added Supergirl, which is interesting, but they removed Raven, which is now at the mother box. I just brought her to 5 red before trying to pull her even here. So I'm hoarding those for the next character that can potentially be Killer Frost, because she has the team synergy that would activate Killer Frost, make her stronger. But what I really liked seeing this today was they added one of the tokens that allow you to buy artifacts, and usually, okay, let's pull them, why not? Didn't mean to do that. Terra schools, whatever. So here, normally you buy one for 200 diamonds, but it was one for 100. So I'm gonna be buying this every day. It's cheaper. We'll see exactly what I do with that. This I don't necessarily love. I mean, yeah, it costs 600, and it's kinda similar than pulling this one that costs 500. This has a 1% chance of pulling a legendary. This one has a 1% of pulling a legendary, and both have a 150 legendary guarantee. But this you can also pull at a legendary banner that could have a great character in it, and you can hoard them for those. If you're not buying diamonds with money, so you have an abundance of them, that there are some good offers for that, but not the straight diamond port purchase. Even though they give you double, it's trash. I wouldn't be buying that. Maybe if we had or let's say you are pulling still the Wonder Woman banner and you're like 5 pulls away, then yeah, I would spam that shit. It's super important to unlock her. Or let's say you are pulling like the next legendary after Superman DCU, and there is a legendary guarantee for you. You are already like, let's say, at 100 because you pulled for DCU Superman and you don't have him out of 150. You're getting some in the event. I'm not sure exactly how many, but maybe close to 30. So you have many pulls for that. You are getting others from other places, like Evil Falls clearing them, clearing a Convergence Crisis, full chapters, not just stages, clearing full chapters out of system recovery. So if you're like 10 short, and you may get a couple of the main places in the game, like again, to buy a limited amount of this, that don't make sense if you guarantee to unlock a legendary. So you're already spending or you should spend like 300 and 180 to get 30 fragments of those. You will get in a legendary pool, you will get 10 fragments of elite characters. So already the 100 are justified that way. If you are also are guaranteed to get the legendary, then yeah, just to gamble with the diamonds here, I wouldn't necessarily love that. Maybe you can pull on this because you also will pull like a I don't know if it's better, but this you can hoard this currency for a legendary banner that's 100% when they come, that maybe is great and you know what you're getting. Those are more random. Maybe it's better to spend 500 and they try to get here. And along the way, a reason you do that is also to get many like rare and elite, especially elite fragments and some epics that can help you progress your account. It's not really worth it to do that free to play too much. Again, I have pulled this twice. One around 70, I pulled Deathstroke, which was great, but he wasn't really great at 2 red. He's not extremely usable there. You need to bring him at least to 3 red to be able to do some things, so you also need 8 metal hoarded up or whatever. And the second one I brought it to 150 and I pulled a duplicate of legs that was already 10 fragments away from getting his 5 red anyways. It was like 3 days for the arena shop to reset, so it didn't really help me too much there. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. But yeah, under specific situations, this can make some sense to buy. Arena shop, I'm kinda hoarding this currency. I want to see if there is still Zatanna in here. I'm bringing a Pandora to 1 diamond. I pulled her multiple times randomly by mistake recently, so she's very close to that. Ocean Mass is a great buy. I would definitely prioritize him even over Pandora to bring him to 5 red if I was newer in the game and I didn't have him there. Buying like 5 Sinestro fragments for 1500 instead of 8th metal, since I'm planning to upgrade Sinestro next, makes a lot of sense. So I'm hoarding that for now to see what will happen in the next reset. And I'm also like 10 fragments away for Pandora, so I want to bring her up immediately. But if you don't have Sinestro unlocked, I would hard prioritize Lex to bring him to 5 red, and then you can start buying the 8 metal. Or if you're like really invested in getting Sinestro because you can also pull him here, I guess you can start buying his fragments, but this is more guaranteed. You can put it on Blue Beetle, it's more flexible. I want to see if Zatanna here is still in the mix, since Lex changes with Sinestro. There's a chance of getting both. I don't know if it's 50% or what it is, but I know both of them can be there. So I'm gonna be waiting a little bit and holding those up. So I'm buying 5 Sinestro fragments cheaper than 8th metal, so I'm saving 500 each time. He's great. I might bring him to 1 silver star. It's kind of bad if there's no Zatanna in here. It's kind of bad. This is an awesome character for beginners, and I don't know where she will be available. Pandora is definitely great to get, but I would love there to be like them fluctuating. Like half the time it's Zatanna, half the time it's Pandora or whatever, or even fluctuate the other characters. Like I don't plan to buy that, even though those 2 characters, people that have them high investment into them say they are great. I would prefer to double down on the characters I have strong at the moment, since you only need 3 teams. Moving on here, for me specifically, because I'm doing the back row challenge in League, so I need to have, and I'm using Penguin here. It's kind of bad for me. I'm not super excited that Penguin's not here anymore. I kind of wanted to bring him to 5 red first. I barely had the time to bring him to 4. But at least Nightwing is still here. Objectively speaking, he's a lot a way better option for beginners to invest into their account and to have fun with him, because he's a very strong, especially early game when you don't have all the legendaries unlocked. He can be a very nice DPS and can activate his team synergy, which can be fun. And I'm actually kind of using that. I'm trying his team synergy, Wonder Woman and Constantine instead of Red Hood's team synergy for some system recovery chapters to clear them in a quick amount of time, so 5 or 6 turns or whatever, and it's kind of working better because he hits everyone with his ultimate. Red Hood does do a lot of damage single target, but he kinda helps in some situation clear them faster. So even though I'm not using him in the main stages in Elite Arena, I still have some uses for him. I also use him here until at least I get to 5 Red Robin. Maybe then I'm gonna try his team synergy. But Green Arrow is definitely like nice being here. I'm not really wanting to buy someone else. I would kind of prefer there for me to be Penguin, because I'm doing this background challenge. I hope he fluctuates with other characters so there's a rotation, but both my accounts have the exact same here, and here besides like legs, but maybe it was just randomly like this. Here didn't change anything. League shop, I wouldn't buy Supergirl. Maybe if I had her, but that's even... Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. I don't know how much people will be using her. Even if they have her, it's nice to upgrade the legendaries, and maybe again they will... it's a relatively high chance that they're gonna introduce Killer Frost in the near future, and people that are buying now those fragments will be very happy having her at like 9 or even 8 or 10 would be great rank. So she would be buffing up with her team synergy. I don't know what the difference is from 7 to 10, from level 2 to 3, her team synergy, but it would probably be buffing up Killer Frost even more and helping with the team. He's kinda trash, don't buy him. Not super excited that Raven is not here anymore. Maybe they are fluctuating again. I want to see that. Otherwise, there's no changes in here. I'm not buying her, but if they introduce Killer Frost and their people are actually using them together in an Elite Arena or in main stages or in both, not just like a Evil Falls or whatever, then maybe I'm gonna start buying those to when I luckily pull her to be able to use this team better. But it's a very small chance that you're gonna pull a legendary here that you want. You need to pull so many times, and even if you get to 1% and you're lucky, there's still like how many? 6, 12, 14 characters, so 1 out of 14 times 1%. It's a very small chance that you're gonna get her, and you are just gonna, for every guarantee here, it's 75,000 diamonds. It's not really worth it for free to plays. So I'm not really sure I'm gonna be buying her. I much rather spend first what I have already bought, like 5 fragments of characters that I want to upgrade twice. The artifact, the banner stuff, token, the blue, the purple material to upgrade them, that's very scarce for me, and the nuts and bolts that are very important and they scarce to upgrade the gear. If I have an abundance of those, maybe, but I'm not taking this gamble that maybe Killer Frost is coming to the game and will make Supergirl relevant. So I'm probably not gonna pull her unless they do something like add her in a banner or whatever and give you an opportunity to pull her. That would be kind of weird, but I guess they can do something like they are doing now with Raven. They've never done that before with a previous legendary, as far as I know. They've been playing since like day 3 or whatever from soft launch. But okay, having more fragments in you, if you have a way of getting her, even like adding her in a type of banner like this one, might make some sense, because at least for like Sinestro, there is a chance you pull him. It's every 100 it's guaranteed, not every 150, and it's 1 out of 3. And Sinestro is a super strong character that you want to eventually get to. If you don't have an abundance of that and you don't have Lex upgraded, I would never buy Sinestro's fragment. But if you have Sinestro's 5 red, you have Zatanna 5, not Zatanna. If Zatanna is here again, Zatanna 5 red. You have Pandora at 5 red. You have Ocean Master 5 red. You're not building those, or if you're building them, you have them at 5 red. Then maybe I'm gonna start buying this and or 8. This for Sinestro 8 metal. I didn't see an announcement about that, but I think it's more positive than negative. Specifically, I'm not a massive fan here removing Zatanna. For me, it's not great not having Penguin, but objectively speaking, Green Arrow is better. This for 100 is great every day. I don't know if it will be forever there, 1 per day, but I'm always gonna be buying this, because if you want to buy them, they cost double, even though I'm not now spending my diamonds on that primarily. I hope they still have Raven here, because this is like a non-event at the moment for me. Can be super important in like a month if they introduce Killer Frost and they actually make a team, because there's a chance that it won't be the best combination, even if they introduce Killer Frost, or even if they do. If you don't have any chance of getting her, a very low chance, I wouldn't gamble on my diamonds here just for a 1 out of 14 out of 100 or 150 to possibly unlock Supergirl, and it will also be important to consider exactly how stronger Killer Frost would be with Supergirl, because now that's a theory that okay, Supergirl has the team synergy that is frostbite damage is increased. Okay, but maybe you throw Killer Frost in a different team, and I don't know how she would fit in the meta. Right now I haven't played her on when she was in the first iterations of the game, but maybe you just throw her on debuffs and she fulfills the role that Deathstroke does. She puts out many debuffs and Sinestro does apply fear and whatever, and you work just fine, and you don't need to build a bleed team for Deathstroke. You don't need to build Frostbite team with Killer Frost. And again, Killer Frost is it's a bit teased, it's in the files, people, they are in the main stages. I don't know if she's here at the moment. She was in one of the previous attacked, but you can see Killer Frost in many situations. I will probably have her somewhere, yeah, she's here, Killer Frost. Good at adding Frostbite. Yeah, so it's likely that they will add her, but again, I wouldn't spend this currency at the moment, especially if you don't have an advantage of them. I'm at the moment in what? It's the second league item. I'm we usually finish third, but and I'm saying I'm not buying that. So if you are getting less than me, it's also a bit RNG now because they give you like those orbs for. They give you like those here, the chests that have a chance of getting this currency. So sometimes you have very little of it. Sometimes you pull a lot and you have availability. So it's also subject to that. But I wouldn't like, and it's expensive. It's like 7,500. I wouldn't miss out on other things that I can upgrade at the moment. A character, start buying their fragments and bring them to 5 red, or even to 1 silver for me in some situations now. That eventually will help you put out more levels on your characters. I wouldn't just blindly bang her, since at the moment she's completely unusable. People that have her aren't using her everywhere, anywhere. Yeah. Hope this has been helpful to make smart shop decisions here. This is awesome. I would be buying this every day, even as free to play. When I have the artifacts unlocked, no point in hoarding that before, and probably this will not show up until you have the artifacts unlocked. Yeah, bye for now.